preaching in truth and in sincerity. This lesson is going to be entitled, The Second Death is Coming. Revelation 21:8.
And this is Revelation 21:8. But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers, sorcerers, idolatries.
Read up, speak up.
All right. This Revelation 21:8. But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers, whoremongers, sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars should have their part in the lake of which burn with fire, brimstone, which is the second death.
Which is the second death. Now, the brother just read Revelation 21:8, okay? So these individuals would actually encounter the second death. So what is the second death? Amos 5:18. Somebody get 1 Thessalonians 5:1. Go ahead, bro.
Amos 5:18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord.
Woe unto you, destruction unto you that desire the day of Yahweh, man. Go ahead.
To what end is it for you?
Are you going to be saved or are you going to be judged? Go ahead.
The day of the Lord Yahweh is darkness and not light.
That's right. The day of the Lord is darkness, not light. It's going to be spiritually dark. People are not going to understand what's going on. And at the same time, it's going to be a lot of chaos going on. It's going to be a lot of chaos throughout the land of America, man. All right? You're going to have nuclear winters. You know what I'm saying? Because once those missiles actually make contact with the earth, they're going to blot out the rays from the sun, man. Due to the dust, all right? Due to the dust and what else? And the smoke. All right, go ahead, bro. Yeah, keep going.
It's hell for man that flee from a lion and a bear met him.
Right, so the day of the Lord is part of this second death, man. Go ahead, bro.
This is out the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Under the day of the Lord, it says an astrological term referring to the consummation of the Most High's kingdom and triumph over his foes and deliverance of his people.
Read that again, huh?
An astrological term referring to the consummation of the Most High's kingdom and triumph over his foes and deliverance
So
of his
the
people.
second death is going to bring the kingdom of heaven, man. Go ahead, bro.
It begins at the second coming and will include the final judgment.
So the second coming of who? The second coming of Yahweh Shai, man. All right, Yahweh Shai is going to promote the second death. Go ahead.
It will remove class distinction and abolish sins.
Meaning why? Class distinction. Meaning that the Edomites and these other nations are going down as the elect of Israel will go up, man.
When it says in the book of Matthew how he's going to separate the sheep and the goats.
That's right. Who are the sheep? The sheep is actually the nation of Israel, beginning with the elect, man. And these goats are the other nations, man. Go ahead, bro.
And will be accompanied by social calamities and physical cataclysms.
Right. Jacob's trouble.
Martial law, race riots, civil wars, RFID chip.
That's right. That's right.
It will include the millennial judgment and culminate in the new
And
heaven.
that judgment is coming from Yahweh Bashem El Shai. All right, he's going to use his right hand, beginning with Yahweh Shai, to bring on this judgment, to bring on the second death. Because without the second death, you will not see the second coming of Yahweh Shai.
And culminate in the new heaven and the new earth.
The new heaven and the new earth. That's talking about the rulership, man. The rulership ushering in the kingdom of Yahweh Shai. Because the joint heirs of Yahweh Shai is going to be his elect men, man. All right? Go ahead, bro. Come on. Finish that.
It's if a man that flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him.
Literally, that means death around every fucking corner, man. So if you escape from one situation, you may go across the street and get hit with something else, man. All right? It's not going to be any rest during that time frame, man. Why? Because judgment will be displayed. Judgment will be exhibited, man. Go ahead, bro.
Shall not the day of the Lord Yahweh be darkness,
Yeah, the day of the Lord is going to be darkness, man. All right, go ahead.
and not light?
And not light. So what the fuck is these people from church talking about, man? Hey, Yahweh Shai has vengeance in his heart, man. Go ahead.
Even very dark and no brightness in it.
Right, right. And hey, even very dark and no brightness in it. And that's self-explanatory, man. You got something else? Priest?
This Daniel chapter 7, starting at verse 9.
Let's go.
I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit,
Who's the Ancient of Days? That's Yahweh, man. Go ahead.
whose garment was white as snow.
And these thrones cast down, these are going into these previous rulerships, okay? But the last rulership is actually going into the Edomites, that second leg of the Roman Empire, man. Go ahead, bro.
The fact I just started at verse 8 to get this. It said, I considered the horns and beheld, there came up among them another little horn,
Right, and that's going into America, man. Go ahead, bro.
before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the root.
And who was those 3 horns? That's what, France, Britain, and Spain. Let's go.
And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man,
Then you know that, hey, this is actually talking about men, man. Okay, go ahead.
and a mouth speaking great things.
And a mouth speaking great things. Hey, don't this government speak great things? Isn't this the hub of wickedness? Go ahead, bro.
Trump is that mouthpiece. boy.
That's right. God damn it, hopefully he's going into the last Trump, too.
I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit,
Let's go.
whose garment was white as snow,
That proves the fact that the Most High has a body, man, because he has a garment. Go ahead.
and the hair of his head like the pure wool.
Now go into Revelation 1 of the first chapter, man, because Yahushua looks just like his father. Continue.
His throne was like the fiery
And
flame,
that's going into his chariot, man. Go
and
ahead.
his wheels as burning fire.
Right, go ahead.
A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. And that fiery stream is those thermonuclear missiles, man. That's what's coming before him, because those missiles gonna be hidden. That second death, while the Lord coming, the Lord and the angels coming to deliver the elect from the four corners of the earth.
And that's going to bring that nuclear winter. All right, and you seen that displayed on the Book of Eli. You know, when the movie first came on, it was dark. Why? Because dust and smoke blots out the rays from the sun, man. And it's abnormal, man. Abnormal coldness as well, man. Go ahead, bro.
A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him.
That's going into the angels, man. Those mighty ones, man.
10,000 times 10,000 stood before him.
Hence the term the Lord of hosts, man.
The judgment was set.
The judgment was set going into that second death, man.
And the books were
The
open.
book was open, the scriptures, man. Go ahead.
I beheld then because of the voice of the great words which their horns spake.
Right.
What America doing right now, man? They speaking greatly, man. Trump talking about going to war with everybody, man.
That's right.
No, China, Russia, don't matter. North Korea, man. So that horn speaking great words right now, like the brother was saying. This book is being opened and the judgment is being read, man.
That's right. That's right.
I beheld then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake. I beheld even till the beast was slain and his body destroyed and given to the burning flames.
That's right. Going into the second death. What's the beast? The beast is composed of NATO and the EU, man. That's it.
As concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away,
And that's going into these other nations, man. Go ahead.
yet their lives was prolonged for a season and a time.
Right, because hey, after 1,000 years, hey, well no, going into those first 1,000 years, you're gonna be in hardcore slavery, man. But the difference is, after those 1,000 years, you're still gonna be subject to the Israelites, but you're gonna be able to go back to your own lands and shit. However, Esau, after 1,000 years, he's gonna be destroyed forever, and that spirit is gonna be reincarnated, of course, but they're gonna come back as Moabites, Ammonites, and Hamites, so on and so forth, man.
I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man,
That Son of Man is going into our Lord Yahweh Shai.
came with the clouds of heaven.
Meaning he's gonna be in those chariots, man.
It came to the Ancient of Days.
He came to his father, the Ancient of Days, because he has no end, he has no beginning, referring to Yahweh, man.
And they brought him near before him.
So Yahweh Shah was being brought up before Yahweh, man. And to make this correlate, go to the book of Revelation, the 5th chapter, man. Go ahead, bro.
And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom that all people, nations, language should serve him.
Hey, and that's going into the kingdom of heaven. And what's going to spawn in? The second death. Going into Yahweh Shah's coming, which is the second coming, man.
This dominion is an everlasting dominion.
So Yahweh Shah's dominion is everlasting, man. It's going to be continuous. It's going to be ongoing, man.
Which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed.
Yeah, so Yahweh Shah's kingdom will never be destroyed, and it will never pass away, man. All right? Hey, the sun will never set on Yahweh Shah's kingdom, man.
We're going to be joint heirs in that kingdom.
That's right.
So-called Negroes, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans.
First Thessalonians 5 and 2, bro. I'm sorry, 1. Y'all be that's our precepts, too. Yeah.
Okay. I just Luke 17, I'm starting 26. And it was in the days of Noah, so should it be also the day of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married.
So what is this going into? Noah is actually going into the first death. All right, because how was the earth cleansed? How was the earth destroyed? By water. But the second death, hence fire, man. Thermal, nuclear destruction.
They married wives. They were given in marriage. They were given to marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. Likewise, also in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, and they built.
All right, so like the brother corrected me, Luke is actually going into the history of Noah. Okay, and that was actually going into that first death. Go ahead.
29. But the same day, Lot went into Sodom, and it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus said in this, even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man revealed.
Right. So when the Son of Man comes, it's the same thing gonna happen, man. But instead of water, it's gonna be nuclear destruction, man. All right.
Zephaniah 1 and 14. The great day of the Lord is near.
And how do we know it's near? Via the prophecies, man. Going into Matthew the 24th chapter, man. Go ahead.
And hasted greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath and a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess.
And it's going to be a lot of killing coming into the second coming of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah, man. Because, hey, this world is going to be in complete chaos, man. It's not going to be any structure going on at that time frame.
A day of clouds and thick darkness.
A day of clouds, a day of darkness. Contrary to what we've been taught in the church, man.
A day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities.
Right, warning. Trumpets means warnings, man. Against the fenced cities. Go ahead.
And against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord.
And that's the reason why this second death is coming, because judgment has to be displayed on earth, man.
And their blood should be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung.
You want to add to that?
Genesis chapter 9, verse 11. And I will establish my covenant with you, neither shall all flesh be cut off anymore by the waters of a flood, neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy.
So right, so read that again, Lord.
And I will establish my covenant with you.
A covenant is an agreement, man, a promise, okay? Go ahead.
Neither shall all flesh be cut off anymore.
Why? Because you had the elect at that time frame, which was Noah, his wife, and his 3 sons and their wives. Go ahead.
Neither shall all flesh be cut off anymore
Right.
by the waters of a flood. Neither shall there be any more be a flood to destroy the earth.
Right, so that's why the second death is going to be ushered by fire, man. Go ahead.
2 Peter 3:7.
Go ahead.
But the heavens and the earth, which are now, you gotta get it. 2 Peter 3:6, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. But the heavens and the earth, which are now, by the same word, are kept in store.
By this same word, this is how that second death is going to be promoted, man. Because this earth, these heavens, this rulership has to be judged, man. Go ahead.
But the heavens and the earth, which are now, by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment
And that's the second death, the second coming of Yahushua.
and perdition of ungodly men.
And perdition of ungodly men. So 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed along with these other nations as well, man.
This Matthew 10:34. Think not that I am come to send peace.
And this is Yahushua, man. So what is he saying? Go ahead.
Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
But a sword, man, because Yahushua, that sword is actually going into righteous judgment, man. Go ahead. That was it.
And because these are facts, man. And the Heavenly Father's coming back, you know. And that second coming of him sending his son, that's going to happen. The same way y'all crucified him when he was upon planet Earth the first time, you know, he's coming back in glory, in his glory, power, and might, man.
That's right.
You know, the Tower of Babel is evidence that that tower was destroyed, man. Noah's Ark is evidence that Noah's Ark existed and where it landed on Mount Ararat, man.
That's right.
Lot's wife, you know, that pillar of
Pillar of
salt.
salt.
All these historical events in the past that the Bible had already written of, there's evidences here on planet Earth, man. So we're professing or prophesying of that second coming or that second death. So what's going to happen? You know, it's going to occur. And we're backing up with the scriptures, man.
And if I can say this, people never seen rain before in the days before. They only seen dew, man. So when that rain came, you know what I'm saying, it had everybody just bugging out, man. Just like in America, man, people don't believe America will be destroyed by the thermonuclear missiles. But once they see them missiles, man, it's not gonna be any denying that, man. Just as they did when they see them rain, that rain start falling.
Everybody got that false order in the Bible. Will take it color. It's gonna be the same way, man.
What they talking- the only, if a missile goes toward Hawaii, your only means of salvation is your house by ship and house shot. What you gonna do? You gonna get in the ocean and swim away?
Yeah.
You better go on a boat and tell it out of there? No. You know, if the Heavenly Father's not with you, man, your ass is grass.
I got a quick one go with what you had just read. Thinking after I come and say, QB, you get your cup.
This on Luke 12:49. I am come to send fire
And this is Yahushua speaking. Go ahead.
on the earth. And what will I if it be already killed?
Meaning he's being sarcastic because he's going to add more fire to it, man. He's going to fan that fire, man. Hey, and how's he going to do that? Because he's going to be inside a chariot, and that chariot is going to have horns coming out of his mouth. Hey, what is that? Concentrated fire. Hence the lasers, man.
And he says he's gonna sweep it with the besom of destruction.
That besom is going into like a broom, man.
Verse 50. But I have a baptism to be baptized with, and I am straightened till it be accomplished.
Didn't you go to answer?
But you have shot wanted to bring that fire back then, man. That's how mad he was back then, man. Because the Romans was ruling, but he knew in the spirit that he because he is the spirit of prophecy, man. So he knew he was basically prophesying in the spirit that the world was reserved unto fire for the second judgment, man.
That's right.
This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past.
Hey, the second woe is past. Okay, go ahead.
And behold,
And that's going into World War II, man.
The third war coming quickly.
And that's gonna be World War III, man. Because why? Hey, that's part of the second death, man.
And like you say, that's that's where the Lord is going to gather these different armies, man, over there in the East, man, Middle East, man, which is going to be the battle of Jehoshaphat, man, Yahweh-Shaphat.
Get Joel 3:2, because that's what's gonna cause it, man. And Yahushua is gonna be responsible for the second death, along with these gathering of these other nations, man. Nuclear fire is gonna be responsible as well. You have three components, man.
This Revelation 20 and 14. And death and hell and death and hell are cast in the lake of fire. This is the second death.
This is the second death, man. That's going into America being destroyed. The destruction of America, man. Because once you die, once you perish, man, you go to the grave. What's the grave? The fucking grave, man. But your spirit go to the spirit world, man.
Right. And then how the Heavenly Father did it, the first death, he did it by a flood of water.
That's right.
Now he compared the second one as into what? A lake of fire.
Right.
So that it still had the symbolisms of a flood. Except it's going to be a flood of fire.
That's
man.
right. That's right. And if you know anything about water, if you know anything about fire, those are two cleansing agents, man. Go ahead.
And whosoever was not found written in the book of life.
Hey, if you're not a part of the elect, you are going to die.
Of life were cast into the lake of fire.
Right, right. So 2/3 of our people is going to remain on this demographic because they have to be judged, as well as these other nations. They have to be judged, man. Hey, what that man said on Players Club? Get the fuck out! Get out!
This is 1 Thessalonians 5 and 2.
Let's go. Sorry, word, bro.
But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I wait unto you.
Hey, because that's spiritual awareness, man. Hence the Holy Spirit, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
And the lake gonna be watching. It's gonna spread. So that's why he said, let's lead that right unto thee. You know, but that was a accompanying letter, a comforting epistle, man. You know?
For yourself, know perfectly that the day of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua so coming is a thief in the night.
But not for the elect, because the elect is going to be watching, man. And that spirit is given to them by Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Go ahead, bro.
For when they shall say peace and safety.
And that's what your church pastors are saying. Peace, safety, everything is going to be all right. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine.
That's what Trump's saying right now, that a lot of people's jobs are getting better, shit like that.
Yeah. Right. Because if you go into the X22 report, if you listen to these financial advisors, they'll tell you, man, that America has become a part-time nation. All right? You go to school, you get a master's degree. You get your PhD, but goddamn it, you can't find work. So what they're saying is they're making a calculation based on these people with degrees working part-time, man. Come on, man. Go ahead, bro.
For when they shall say peace and safety.
And we're not saying peace and safety because we know that the day of the Lord is dark, man. Go ahead, bro.
Then sudden destruction
Then
comes
sudden destruction will come. Go ahead.
upon them,
Upon them, go ahead.
and travail upon a woman with a child, and they shall not escape.
And when you look up that travail, that's going into I'm gonna say this incidents before Yahweh comes on earth. Pestilence and killing, man. Birth pains, man. Go ahead, man.
That's a prophecy you're talking about, Yahushua is coming. This Isaiah 42 and 13. The Lord shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar.
Hey, Yahushua, meaning he gonna have that battle cry. Like Apostle Gabar used to say. He gonna be, you know, because he's gonna be fighting, man. Like you saw, you know, when those Gadites, those old Gadite movies, and when they fucking running up on you, you know, they gonna be crunk, man. Go ahead, bro.
He shall prevail against his enemies.
So if you prevail, that means basically they're gonna be given or they're gonna be delivered into your hand,
Right.
man.
I have long time holding my peace. I have been still and refrained myself.
Hey, so if Yahushua is waiting, hey, think about this. In the spirit, hey, this only happened to Yahushua 2 days ago, man. Just 2 days. It's still fresh. That's why he's constantly thinking about it, man. Until the Most High gives him that go ahead, man.
Now
not to mention that he looked at his elect men or his elect brothers as like those his little brothers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know how a big brother is when you mess around with their little brother. Man.
That's right.
So he's waiting.
And then he called us his friends.
Yeah.
That's right.
Which
bro.
goes back to brothers.
Yeah. It says, now will I cry like a travailing woman, I will destroy.
And can you imagine how a travailing woman cries, man, when she's having a baby? She's screaming, she's squeezing her husband's hand, somebody I hate you and shit. Go ahead, bro.
It says, now will I cry like a travailing woman, I will destroy and devour at once.
Right, so Yahweh Shai is coming back with dire judgment, man. Righteous indignation, man. Meaning righteous anger due to these motherfuckers breaking the laws, statutes, and the commandments of the Most High. And the way you have done is the nation of Israel, man. All right, you got something?
Joel chapter 3, verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Right, and this is going to cause or promote the second death. Somebody get Isaiah. You know what? Somebody get Matthew 24:3.
This part of your house, I stirring up that jealousy like the brother just read, man. He's stirring all this up, man. The Lord mustered the war to the battle, man. The Lord mustering all this up, man. He mustering all these wars you see. The Lord is building everything up, man. They gonna cry like a travailing woman, man. He's coming, man.
Yeah.
He got his angels stirring everything up, man.
And since he said that, yeah, finish it up.
And will plead with them there for my
Please, that's
people.
going into judgment for my people. Hey, beginning with the elect of the nation of Israel, man. Go ahead.
And for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations.
Hey, beginning you fucking Edomites, man. You have scattered us throughout the nations, man. Because why? That was given to you by Yahweh Bashem Shai via slavery, man.
And parted my land.
And parted my land. Aren't these, hey, haven't they parted the land? Okay, you got these heathens in our land, man. Go ahead, bro. That was it. Go ahead, bro. Get Revelation. Started verse 14, bro. Just to back up the elder, man.
Revelation 9:14, saying to the sixth angel, which had the trumpet,
We are in the time of the sixth angel, man. The sixth trumpet. Go ahead.
loose the four angels which are bound in the great rivers, Euphrates.
And that's the reason why you seeing havoc and rumors of wars going on right now. Those four angels have been loose, man. Go ahead.
And the four angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour, in a day, in a month, in a year, for to slay the third part of
And the
man.
third part of man is according to the nation of Esau, the nation of Edom, man. You fucking Edomites, man. Go ahead.
He's going right into that in Joel, man, because the Euphrates River running all up through over there where you this war where the flood lead out in Joel like that. So that whole war in Syria and with Iraq and all over there in that area, man. The Euphrates River run through all of that, man. You know?
All right, get Matthew 24:3.
It's Matthew 24:3.
Uh-huh.
And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him
And
privately,
that's the reference point. The reference point is Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
saying, tell us when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of the coming and of the end of the
The
world.
second coming, the end of the world, Esau's rulership. And this is later, is going into the prophecies, because these prophecies has to be fulfilled. These prophecies has to be manifested before Yahweh Shai returns, man. And that was it on that, though. Go ahead.
Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day coming that shall burn as an oven.
Right, and what's gonna cause that, man? Somebody get Isaiah 9. You know, is it 95, 96? Go ahead, bro.
And all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubborn.
Hey, you Edomites, man. You are the proud, man. You constantly do wickedly, man. All right, and you have indoctrinated our people as well, man. Go ahead, bro.
And the day that cometh shall burn them up.
That second death, man. That's what we're waiting for, man. We're waiting on Yahushua to return. Go ahead.
Saith the Lord of hosts.
Said the Lord of hosts, meaning he's the Lord of the armies, man. All right? He's about war. The Lord of war, the Lord of Sabaoth, and not the Sabbath, man.
That it shall leave them neither root nor branch.
Meaning, once Esau is taken out of rulership, then basically he will never come. Because if you eradicate a branch by its root, it can never grow again.
I gotta read this verse. I ain't want to.
Read on that, man.
That third one got me crossed. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings.
Right, arise with healing in his hey, read that again. Go ahead.
But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings.
Who's the Son of Righteousness? Yahushua, man. Go ahead.
And ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall. And ye shall tread down the wicked.
We're going to tread down the wicked, man. Go ahead.
For they shall be ashes under the sole of your feet in the day that I shall do this, says the Lord of hosts.
So once Yahushua comes, then we're going to receive that spiritual power, man. And we're going to have these other nations, beginning with Esau, in subjection, man. All right?
This is Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near.
These are your mighty men going to your army, man.
Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords.
Right, because now you have these countries, now they use their agriculture to build up their military might.
And your pruning hooks into spears.
That's what just said there. Go ahead.
Let the weak say I am strong.
And why? And how do they say they're strong? Hence the term nuclear power, man. Go ahead.
Assemble yourselves and come, and all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thou cause thy mighty one to come down.
And the mighty ones are going into the angels of the Most High, man. Go ahead.
And let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat.
And how they're going to be awakened, because war is going to be in their mind, man. Go ahead, bro.
For there I will sit to judge all the heathen round about.
The valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh's judgment, man. Yahweh's Shabbat, man. Go ahead.
Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe.
Right. For the time has come. The time has came, man. Go ahead.
Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fat is overflowed. For the wicked.
And that's going into the people, man. These people are going to be destroyed, man. You over there, hey, if you got loved ones that's in the military, they're not coming back, man.
For the wicked, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision.
In the valley of decision, and that's the reason why these armies are gathering up, man. Go ahead.
For the day of the Most High is near in the valley of the decision.
Going into that second death. Go ahead.
The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shine.
Right, the sun and the moon shall be darkened. You know anything about the sun from a spiritual standpoint, that's your wisdom, man. All right, and then that moon is your understanding. And then from a physical standpoint, man, hey, that, like I said before, that dust, man, and that smoke is gonna blot out, the shining from the stars, the moon, and the sun, man.
The Most High also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem.
He's doing that right now, man.
That's right.
He's roaring out of Zion, man. They're memorials, man. That's why I said saw the 144,000 standing over Mount Zion when you have a shot, man. They sung that new song, man. Then it say he gonna fill you with men as caterpillars, and they gonna lift up a shout against you, man. You know, so that roar storm right now. You have a shot just gonna be that final war, man. When he come with the heavenly host, man.
Yup, yup, yup. Come on, let's wrap it up.
And the heavens and the earth shall shake, but the Most High will be the hope of his
And those
people.
nuclear missiles is gonna cause the heavens and the earth to go back to and fro, man. Go ahead.
But they say the Most High should be the help of his people, man.
That's right.
So the elect gonna make it through this, man. No
Right.
matter where you at, man.
right.
You know?
But the Most High will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel.
Ain't nobody else, man. He gonna be the strength of the children of Israel, man. The elect of the children of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans, man.
Go ahead, man.
Jeremiah 4:6. Set up the standard towards Zion, retire, stay not.
This is the standard, man. The scriptures, man. Go ahead.
For I will bring evil from the north and a great destruction.
Yeah, and that evil from the north is going into Russia, man.
The lion is come up from his thicket.
The lion has come up from his thicket. Hence the term, the lion of Judah, Yahushua, was his thicket. The spiritual world, man.
And the destroyer of the
And the
Gentiles.
destroyer of the Gentiles. You Edomites and the rest of you heathen nations, man.
He said, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. He is gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate, and thy city should be
And if
laid
something is
waste
desolate, it's utterly destroyed, man. It's thoroughly alone, man. Go ahead.
without an inhabitant.
Without inhabitant, man. Hey, America would never be habitated again, man. And these are the individuals that is not going to see the kingdom of heaven, man. Go ahead, bro.
1 Timothy 6:9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare,
That's right.
and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition.
Continue, brother.
For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows.
Second We're talking about like we're talking about using that. Is it poor, bro? They're talking about railers, no adulterers.
With the 3 and 1, the last days,
Speak, Josh.
Come, man. But hey, just like the brother going into it, man, the second death, man. So for you people thinking it's hell under the ground, man, no, that lake of fire gonna be on top of the ground, man. America's that lake of fire, man, that John the Revelator saw, man. You know, so judgment is gonna take place right here, man. You know, get Isaiah 66 right quick. I'll tell you find this. We never
Isaiah 66:15. And it says, for behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind.
Right, man. So the Lord gonna come with fire and his chariots like a whirlwind, man. To deliver the elect of his people and to destroy these Gentile nations, man, like the brother just read, man. You know, the destroyer of the Gentiles coming from his thicket. Go ahead.
To render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire.
To render his anger with fury and his rebukes with flames of fire, man. Isaiah 63 said the Lord's fury upheld him, man. Go ahead, huh?
And it says, verse 17, verse 16, for by fire and by his sword would the Lord plead with all flesh.
So this part of that second judgment, by his fire and by his sword shall the Lord plead with all flesh. Go ahead.
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
And the slain of the Lord gonna be many, man. It's gonna be more slain than be saved, man. The disciples asked the Lord that there are many that be perished or be saved, man. He told them, man. He told them, man, that the road to righteousness is narrow where few find it, but the road to destruction is broad where many people are there at, man. You know?
This is 1 Corinthians 6:10, 6:9. Know ye not that the unrighteous know ye not that the unrighteous shall inherit the kingdom of the Most High?
Shall not.
But not deceive, nor fornicators, nor adulterers, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves, with the mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor
Revelers,
nor extortioner shall inherit in the kingdom of the Most High.
And that's the point. 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed. Hope you edify. Shalom.
Shalom.